What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Friends Unfiltered podcast. I'm Tyler Gwynn. This is Reed Blackwell. This is Hunter Horka.
When y'all sit down to take a shit.
We can't start the first thing off with this, bro.
Yes, we can. When you sit down and take a shit, what do you do with your boys? What do you do with your boy?
You got evaluate on that a little bit. What do you mean?
When I sit down to take a shit, I plop my boys onto the toilet seat.
Onto it?
Onto the toilet seat?
Onto the toilet seat, because if it's inside the toilet bowl, you got shit splashed back, you got touching the inside of the toilet bowl. That's just nasty.
My shit goes in the toilet.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I don't know what...
That's nasty.
I don't know what you're thinking. On top of the toilet seat is wild. That's
the most sanitary option.
Well, sanitary fucking toilet seats aren't fucking made to be sanitary.
But you don't want your Jimmy John sitting inside of the toilet bowl.
You're Jimmy John. Bro, that's weird, bro. And I bet you everyone in the comments will probably disagree with you, but you just fucking...
I'm not the only one.
You sit down on the toilet. That's it.
Yeah, and then you plop your boys so they're not getting dirty.
No, sir. No, sir.
Y'all weirdos. We were doing good right there.
Random. I mean, I'll go into random
Get
shit.
on a roll, dude.
Well, right around the corner is crawfish bowl season. I mean, it's crawfish bowl season now.
Can't wait to fucking crawfish.
I'm ready to go swim. Drink some beer.
Drink beer. 1 beer. 2 beers.
3 beers.
Dude, the fucking crawfish bowl.
Cornhole tournaments. That's gonna be so fun.
Basketball in the pool.
You know what I'm ready for? It's already getting too hot, man. Tired of this Arkansas heat already, and we haven't even seen the first bit of it. I'm ready for it to be winter again so I can get back to killing ducks.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this guy over here to his first duck season this year, hopefully. And get us all out there having a good old time in the freezing cold. Probably won't kill any ducks because there's no ducks in Arkansas.
What's y'all's favorite type of hunting?
Hunting?
Yeah.
I'm a big avid deer hunter just because, I don't know, I believe there's more meat. And, I mean, some people might argue that it's more work, but I enjoy the more of the meat on the deer.
Dude, I have... So, I'm a big duck hunter. But what I've noticed with, like, duck hunting is... It's become like a trend, and so you've got all these frat boys at every college in America that wants to duck hunt during duck hunting season. They know nothing about duck hunting, but they buy $1,000 Sitka waders and all this gear, and then they go out there and they kill ducks just to get an Instagram picture or whatever, and it's like people have lost their respect for duck hunting, whereas like deer hunters are more respectful, and there's more of like a culture with deer hunting that goes back like way back, and so that's one thing that kind of bothers me. We actually this season had some guys roll up on us. They're young guys, and they asked if we wanted their ducks, and I'm like, why are you out here duck hunting if you're not gonna take them home, clean them, and eat them? That's the whole purpose of hunting, is to take it home, feed your family. I don't care if it's just ducks or deer or whatever. But if you're gonna go hunt it, you take it home. You don't ask somebody else to take it, and some people may disagree with that. But there's also people who will go out there, kill ducks for an Instagram photo, and then leave them on the banks. That's been a huge problem.
I completely agree.
I was just about to say that those type of hunters, they get their ducks and then they'll throw them away and not cook it. It's a waste.
Yeah, they just do it for the fun, and I mean, it's kind of disrespectful in a way to the animal.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what animal, if it's a duck, deer, I mean, a bird, turkey, it's disrespectful in a way,
Yeah. If you're gonna kill an animal, especially a deer or duck or turkey, like I feel like you have to cook it.
Right.
And I feel like
That's how I was always raised. My dad, I remember one time, there was like some little bird out in the front yard, and I was like, oh, can I kill it? Can I kill it? And he was like, you gonna eat it? And I looked at him, I said, no, probably not. And he said, then you ain't shooting it. Right. And I was like, all right, cool. I get it now. Like, we're not just gonna kill stuff because we can.
Well, remember when we
Are you talking about the
the
squirrel?
squirrel that
Oh,
talked
dude.
squirrel out of the tree?
I remember
Hey,
that.
my dad doesn't know about this, but I'll tell this story and he can find out about it. So one day, when I was living at my dad's house, Hunter and Reed pull up, and we're just talking or whatever, and then I see this fat squirrel in a tree. I'm like, dude, I bet you I could hit that. Bet you I could hit that with the 22. So I run inside, I grab my dad's 22, and that thing is like sighted into perfection. I hit that squirrel and dropped it out of the tree. I looked at Hunter and I was like, I don't know how to clean a squirrel. I've never cleaned a squirrel before. Do you know how? And he was like, yeah. And so Hunter ended up taking it home, cleaning it and taking it home right there on the tailgate of my dad's truck. Well, my dad wasn't
Oh,
home.
big old fox squirrel, man.
Yeah, that is fat, dude.
So, but yeah, still, even in that moment, like, we were being dumb teenagers, but we still cleaned it. And then you
We
took
had
it
places
home.
to go, and we just, stopped, cleaned it, packed it up,
Yeah. Also, to go back on what, you said you were a big deer hunter.
Mhm.
You prefer that over duck, which you haven't been duck hunting.
Right, and it might change.
It might change.
And as a hobby, I like deer hunting. I'm a patient guy when it comes to hunting or fishing or whatever. And I'd love to go duck hunting. I don't have the experience, but I'm sure I would enjoy it for sure.
And that's you just brought it up. I was gonna say, the patience is the big thing. I
Yeah.
just don't have the patience for it
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
And some
just to
people don't,
Yeah.
you
I mean, but you still have to have patience for like duck hunting too. You might not see any ducks.
right?
But I guess patience is a killer for me because it's just different. I feel like when you're out in the water, duck hunting, if you're with friends, you don't have to be like super quiet. You can still cut up and
Right.
everything. I feel like with deer, it's like you got to be quiet
Mhm.
and still the whole time.
Right.
And it sucks if you don't see anything.
Right. Yep.
But if you do, it is very rewarding.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my thing with deer hunting. I've been deer hunting several times and never killed anything. Maybe I'll get back into it one day, but duck hunting for me, it's like you're never not gonna see anything.
Right.
Like you may not be able to shoot at them, but they may be flying too high or they may flare away from your decoy spread or whatever, but you're gonna see something.
Right.
And when you see those birds coming in, it's pretty shocking.
But also
see.
on the flip side of things, another perspective of hunting, even if you don't see anything, just being out there
Hmm.
and in the quiet and enjoying nature, that's
It's
Oh, yeah.
peaceful. You get away from your everyday life, and it's fun. It's
it's nice to be out there.
another thing is, like, back to deer hunting. I don't know how y'all feel about this, but people hunt for meat and some people hunt for horns.
Oh, yeah.
Me personally, it's my
Both of them.
opinion. I don't think somebody should shoot a 4-point or 3-point because they don't give it enough time to grow up.
no, it's
Especially if you're on a deer lease or you're somewhere where there's a lot of hunters. I mean, you should let them kind of deer walk by so they get mature, they get bigger.
Yeah.
But I do understand where people come from about the meat, because a lot of people do hunt for the meat, and I understand that. But
Yeah.
I think letting deer, the bucks maturing, I think that's the right thing to do, and that's my opinion. But I don't know how y'all feel about it.
Dude, we cleaned over like 800 deer this year.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to touch a deer again after this shit, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do all that.
God, dude. And then we processed like 15 cattle for it. God.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, with duck hunting too, you just feel like you do get to have a lot more fun with the boys, kind of hang out.
Hell, you
But-
can even cook.
Dude, oh yeah, we cook cinnamon rolls, bacon and eggs this season, like all kinds of stuff. But also, dude, I'm still pretty new to duck hunting. I've only been like actually duck hunting for about 3 seasons now. But on my birthday, I guess 2 seasons ago, I went out with our friend Luke. Shout out Luke.
Before Luke.
He took me out. We went duck hunting on my birthday. We had like 8 guys out there hunting. We killed a bunch of mallards, some teal, and all that. But I took some of the mallards home to clean them, and first mallard I cut open to breast it out. Dude, I opened that thing up, and it looked like worms in its breast, and I was freaking out. I was like, what do I do with this? So I called Luke. I was like, hey, I've never seen this before. What do I do? And he was like, throw that thing away, dude. It's no good.
Yeah.
And I felt bad about that because, like I said, I've always been raised that, like, if you hunt it, you kill it, you eat it. And so I looked it up on Arkansas Game and Fish, and they were like, yeah, as long as you cook it, it's fine. And I was like,
I don't know if I'll take that risk.
Man, I'm a big Parasite fanatic. I mean, you remember that show Monsters Inside Me?
oh, yeah.
God,
Dude, I couldn't watch it. I hate parasites. Don't get me around parasites.
Yeah,
I'll go the other way. I mean,
That's
nasty.
me as a kid.
Yep.
But,
ugh.
yeah,
Yeah, there's some stipulations to when, like, if you can't eat it because it has worms or something, then
Well, you catch a fish full of stuff and it's meat,
What
you
do you
ain't
do?
gonna eat it. I mean, some people might. I mean, it all cooks out, but
oh,
I
dude,
don't
speaking
eat
of fishing. So, Reed, you weren't there for this one, but I know you've heard the story. You remember when we took that dude out fishing
oh yeah,
on the river?
James.
Yeah, and
Oh gosh.
we took this dude out there and just trying to get him, like, basically out of his life because he was kind of in a bad spot or whatever.
Right.
Take him out, do some things, have some fun. Well, he got drunk, man, and Hunter over here is a professional net caster. He was throwing the shad net out, and
He's
this-
pretty good at casting.
this guy was like, "Oh yeah, I can do that. I was on a Alaskan, I don't even know what, some Alaskan boat that he used to be on." And
And keep in mind, this river's flowing, or at least this time we were going, it's flowing probably 30,000 feet per second, which is pretty. I mean, you fall in a river that's going that fast, you got a good chance of drowning.
yeah, so this dude, we were like, "All right." Well, he gets up to the front of the boat and decides to throw that shad net, and as soon as he does, he spins around and it wraps around the light on the front of the boat,
Mhm.
and he just fell in the water. And I was like, and it felt like an eternity that he was down there for. I was like, this dude died.
I ain't never been that scared. I mean, I took everybody out. It would have been on me in a way, but man, I mean, that first time I was like, okay, whatever.
Notice he
Kinda
said
wiped it
first
off.
time.
Wiped it off. Yeah.
He said first time. That happened 2 more times that he fell out of the boat that night. That's when me and Hunter were like, all right, we're getting out of here. We're leaving.
And
we're taking him
unfortunately,
home.
unfortunately we had to go home. It sucked because it kind of ruined our fishing trip, but
But
We should
safety,
say that was his first and last time. That.
yeah,
so-
safety's a big thing. Deer hunting or
especially if it's flowing. Like
hunting or fishing, like, yeah, safety's always got to be the number one priority.
Yep.
So we're real big on that too.
you got any like funny hunting stories?
oh yeah, Reed, if you want to bring up hunting stories, I think he just wants me to talk about this one. But there was a couple of years ago, it was muzzleloader season, and me and Reed were fixing to walk into the woods. The ground blind was probably 100 yards in the woods, probably not even, probably
Not
70.
even.
And we started to walk down, and we heard some pigs just kind of oinking, and I guess you call it oinking, or not really growling. What do you call that? Grunting,
yeah,
grunting, or
something like
making noises. It's like, oh shit! So we walked back up to when I had my Jeep, and I mounted on that Jeep. I mean, it was dark out, couldn't see anything, and I mounted up on my Jeep, couldn't see anything. So I think they ended up going off because we ended up walking in there. They weren't in there, but
Also, it was like 4:00 in the morning,
yep.
pitch black.
But a couple hours later into the hunt, we were sitting there and then we were hearing something. We were hearing them pigs come back again. Well, at least Reed thought they were. And it was a little Tweety bird making some noise, and he thought it was a pig. He pulled out a knife, basically ready for war. And it turned out to be a little Tweety bird.
We cut that pig up, dude.
I had to wake this guy up to kill his first deer. He's freaking snoring in the blind.
In my fence though, I GI Joe'd that shit.
You did.
Dude.
You leaned.
You got 2 big guys in this ground blind, and we didn't see nothing. This was like towards the end of the hunt for that day,
Yep.
and we didn't see nothing. I think we saw a fox. But
This dude's over here.
yeah, my ass
dude.
went to sleep.
He passes out everywhere
Yeah,
though.
I can fall asleep.
We got some pictures I'll throw up there. for
Yeah,
y'all.
I'll throw up some pictures.
Every time we hang out, Reed's. Anytime we're talking, He'll go over there and go. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I can fall asleep anywhere, dude. But yeah. What was I saying? I forgot what I said.
Deer hunting.
Yeah, deer hunt. Oh yeah, yeah,
deer.
Joe, that freaking. So yeah, two big guys on this ground blind, and didn't see nothing for most of the day. And
Reed did, and he was sleeping.
We saw a fox, but when we were just about to get up to go, a doe popped out, and I think it was the last day that we were there too. I was like, I have to get something, dude. And
in your dreams.
She starts walking out, and she stops in the middle of a tree that is branched out into a V.
Yep.
And her shoulder's right in that V, in that kill zone. And the way I was sitting, I couldn't get a shot on her.
Well, I remember because she would not turn. She would not walk. She wouldn't. I mean, she was turning the right way, but that tree, like you said, there was a V right there, and you had no option.
No, I couldn't get the angle to where I was sitting. So I was like, fuck. I leaned over. I was shooting with my 270. I leaned over, put my elbow on Hunter's thigh, and like leaned as far as I could and shot that thing right to that V of that tree, dude. And she went about 30, 40 yards.
Probably not even.
Not even.
She probably went 25.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's about right. But yeah, she didn't go far.
Remember, you had another chance. Remember that other one walked out right afterwards, and you could have shot her. And I was like, just let her walk.
Dude, so I don't have any funny deer hunting stories, obviously, but this is kind of a funny thing that happened to me this past season, duck hunting. So we were hunting in my buddy's bean field, flooded bean field, and it's flooded up to probably right above my waist, and I'm freaking 5'2". So I had to piss, dude. I had to piss so bad. We've been hunting all morning. And I was like, I don't know what to do because I can't get my stuff out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in water that's above my waist. I don't know if I can get it out high enough. So we had parked the boat, dude, and I had to pee off the boat. Everybody else was peeing in the field, and I had to go get in the boat to pee off the boat. And but everybody thought that was kind of funny that I couldn't just stand out there and pee like them. But
leprechaun issue.
Yeah, leprechaun issues, whatever.
I know we were kind of worried about this deer horn or this moose horn being here because we didn't know if Tyler could be seen or not.
Yeah.
Moose shed, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Dude, do y'all ever shit your pants? Like, we're adults, but have you ever like shit your pants?
I mean, I have before, not on purpose.
Well, like, what's the last time you shit your pants?
Fucking when I went on a diet.
Oh,
you want me to tell you this story?
Oh gosh.
Me and Clayton, my brother Clayton, and my dad. We went camping. I don't know. It was probably a couple years ago. And me and Clayton were staying out in the the tent while my dad was in the camper, and it was probably like 2:00 in the morning. I mean, it's during the day it was 75. During dark midnight it was probably like 35. I mean, it was around freezing, and man, I was on this fucking like liquid diet, like I don't know if it was whey protein or some kind of protein diet, and I fucking woke up and I thought I had a fart, dude, and I farted and I shit all in my fucking underwear, and I had it, and it's like 2:00 in the morning or whatever it is, and I had to walk up into the camper. And I woke my dad up. I'm like, look, I shit myself. I gotta clean myself, and I gotta go back out there and clean shit up. I woke Clayton up, told him I shit myself. He's busting out loud. We're freezing in this tent, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last time I shit myself.
I shit myself more often than I should, and it's all because
more often than you should. Oh my god.
No, I'm serious. Like, dude, I was probably a couple weeks ago I shit myself. And it's not a lot. Like, it stays in the crack. It's not going out into my pants.
Do you fucking wipe it?
Oh yeah, I
fucking leave that shit in there.
No, I'm not. It's crust.
Oh hell no, dude.
No, I go to the bathroom, clean it up, but like, dude, and it's all from farts. It's all from like, okay, I just
so
sneak this fart out, and it ends up burbling.
So you remember when I was making the mead and the the hard ciders and
Oh
stuff,
my
dude?
god, dude.
So one night I was actually, I think it was my like my 23rd or 22nd birthday, something like that. I've been drinking this hard cider that I had homemade, and I didn't put two and two together that like I'm drinking a bunch of apple juice essentially with alcohol in it.
I didn't know apple juice made you shit.
Yes, that's why you give it to kids who are constipated.
Well, yeah. Well, the next day after drinking it with you, I had
Bro,
water out of my
just
ass.
straight
all day.
water, dude. I had to,
Fucking
so it was like
geyser.
my 22nd birthday, I guess is what it was, and just straight. I thought I had to fart. Nope, straight water out of my butthole, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It was terrible, and I started thinking on it. It didn't hit me until later on that I was drinking apple juice, so obviously I was gonna fucking shit myself.
Dude, straight freaking water.
Never mind. I take that back. That wasn't the last time I shit myself.
When was the last time you shit yourself?
We were on games probably 4 or 5 months ago. We play video games like Call of Duty and shit sometimes just to hang out. And man, there was one time I fucking raged, and right when I fucking raged, I fucking yelled, and it came out, shit myself. I was like, hey guys, I'll be back. I fucking shit myself.
How often do you shit yourself in a month or in a year?
I hope none.
I was trying to say, not as much as you, obviously, I guess.
Ricky's like,
It's not- Dude,
about a month out of a year.
it's probably once a month. No,
That's
no.
fucking crazy.
No,
dude.
once every like couple months.
I've done it once in the last probably 10 years.
What's
About-
that
about-
shit called when you can't
I don't have
hold your
IB
shit like
I do not have IBS.
IBS?
I tell you, it's all been from farts. Like I said, I'm like, oh, I can just sneak this fart out, and it ends up being
Look,
a
Reed's got
Hershey
some-
kiss in between my cheeks.
The,
Um,
I don't know.
Dude, speaking of drinking though, you remember my bachelor party?
oh
Red Trade
god,
Bullet.
dude.
Remember Tyler?
I remember Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler.
What did Tyler do, man?
Dude, okay. Y'all basically
We got some
made me.
videos of that.
Oh,
Guy,
y'all basically made me be the only one to drink. Y'all were like, hey, we're going to go out to this bar. We went out to this bar. We drank there. And then y'all are like, okay, we're going to stop at the gas station, grab some beers. We grabbed like so much alcohol. And we're planning to just drink this back at our buddy's house.
Shout
And,
out Trey.
bro, y'all barely drank anything. And y'all kept. There's videos of it. Y'all were trying to get me to take another shot.
Well, this guy,
I kept drinking, dude, and I was the only one drinking.
he that night somebody made a cake. Who was it? Who?
I think
Lexi.
Lexi, yeah,
Yeah,
made the cake.
Lexi made the cake, and Tyler's got this fucking 8-inch fucking bread knife,
Red butcher knife.
a red
dude.
butcher knife, whatever it was, and he's sitting there fucking cutting pieces of cake and sticking. I'm telling you, this knife was probably every bit of 6 inches down in his throat, dude. He's cutting pieces of cake, sticking the knife in his mouth.
Dude,
But
Tyler's
that's
good.
not my memory,
Eating
dude.
it.
Oh my god.
I got
my
I got
memory.
videos of
We
it.
have videos.
I
of it,
think
dude.
y'all are lying because my memory is
Bullshit.
that I was eating that with a fork.
No,
6
this
inches.
thing was that a red, big ass butcher knife, and you're just throating
No,
that shit.
dude, it was a fork.
I think he enjoyed it,
No, absolutely
Did-
not.
especially the sharp point hitting the back of his throat.
Didn't you try
No.
to? Didn't you try to attack a hot water heater? Out
That's
back?
Trey's story. Apparently, we went out on the back porch. His hot water heater is on the back porch. Apparently, I
was messed up.
tried to fight the hot water heater, but I don't know how true that is. You know how people make shit up whenever you're.
Hot water heater trying to
Drunk.
size you up. You said, "Fuck no."
But bro, I'm gonna get y'all back because y'all made me drink that much, and y'all didn't drink hardly anything. Dude, I was just taking shots of Jameson orange or whatever it's called,
Dude, that's just good.
and I just kept
Jameson.
taking shots of that, dude.
Jameson orange with some Sprite, dude. It tastes like orange Fanta
Definitely.
or orange Crush.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Reed shit himself over here, so we had to get him all cleaned up and taken care of. But we're back. Another topic I wanted to bring up today is like community Facebook groups. So we have this Facebook group where we're from. Just people are always asking stupid questions. Like we had a tornado come through the other night. And like a day after the tornado, somebody's asking like, where do y'all go for shelter? And it's like, dude, the storm's already over. And then some other idiot asked, where do you guys go for your weather? And one of my friends commented, and he was like, I usually just go outside and look what the weather's doing. But the other day I was scrolling on
multiple Facebook groups of just dumb shit.
Oh yeah,
that's just.
I mean, y'all know what a Karen is, right? I mean, just Karens.
Yep.
Yeah, 14,000 of them.
Karens and Karens and Kevins.
They have nothing else better to do than gripe about stupid shit or gripe about somebody else and how it's somebody else's fault, and then that they need to do this.
They post, how's the weather today? I don't fucking go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw this scrolling on Facebook the other day. So we're from Arkansas, and there's this. It says Arkansas alert, $1,000 reward if this unique Arkansas family pet Calvin is found alive. And Calvin is a damn kangaroo, bro.
Dude.
Kangaroo. So we were joking about it. It says like the area in Arkansas he's in, and Hunter had the great idea of going and finding this kangaroo and getting it mounted, dude, and having the first mounted kangaroo in Arkansas.
Yeah, imagine, dude, being the first person to shoot a fucking kangaroo in Arkansas.
Dude.
Mounting that sucker.
Who do you know, or have you even seen a mounted kangaroo?
Oh, I know. And from the United States of America.
Never seen it.
You don't hear that
That's
too
a rare
often.
one.
That's rare. That's a world record. That sounds like a world record to me.
That is a great one from Hard Call a While. That's a great kangaroo right
I
there.
think we should put it up right behind us, right over here.
The kangaroo cow mounted up next to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but anyway, we gotta find what's his name?
Calvin.
Calvin. Yeah,
Calvin.
we gotta find.
Yeah, if y'all know anything about
ASAP.
Calvin, just
Yeah, let us know.
let us know. If
$1,000
y'all want to see
reward.
that kangaroo mounted behind us, let us know.
I don't
You know
want the
anything about it?
$1,000 reward. We want the mount.
Dude, that's worth even.
And remember, like we were talking about earlier, we don't shoot shit just to kill it. We eat that shit too. So we're eating kangaroo too. If y'all want to see us eat kangaroo, tell us where Calvin's
What do you
at.
think kangaroo tastes like?
A fucking
Do
kangaroo?
you think they have like tender meat, or you think it's
Probably tough, dude. There's
Probably
a lot
tough.
of
Yeah,
muscle.
they do have a lot of muscle.
Africa.
You might make it like a stew. You know.
Was it you that said you would put that kangaroo in a headlock?
Yes.
Oh, I choked the shit out of that thing.
You're crazy, bro.
That thing would beat the shit out of you.
That thing would drop kick you to Japan,
Hey,
dude.
couldn't say that I didn't try, even though it was freaking just roundhouses my ass.
Right? You ever seen that video of that kangaroo and that man? Or it was like, had his
With a
dog or whatever?
Yeah.
Dude, what was that one TV show when we were kids with like the gangster kangaroo? Do y'all remember that?
Oh, that one.
Jackie, or
Was it like Jack the Kangaroo or
Jack,
something? Let me
Kangaroo
see.
Jack or something?
Yeah, Kangaroo Jack.
And it,
Let me pull up a
they have
picture
fucking
of that
sunglasses
shit,
on and a sweatshirt.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. I know.
Yes.
I remember that now. Yeah.
I want to rewatch that because I don't really remember anything but a kangaroo. That's all I remember
I
from
don't
it.
remember. I just
What was
know
it? Kangaroo Jack? Is that
All I
what it
remember
was?
was just how it
Yeah,
was like,
Kangaroo Jack.
yes.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
I'll throw that picture up there too. But
Man, I can't believe you remember that. That's an old fucking movie.
dude,
When did that
Oh.
come out?
let's see, when did it come out?
2003.
Yeah. Oh, it
Yeah.
wasn't a TV show. It was a movie. I thought it was a show.
Dude, I was 2 years old when I came out. Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of, we gotta go back to this shit and stuff. Dude, you ever had those shits where you wipe and it won't stop? You gotta keep wiping until it stops, but it's like it takes a lot of wipes.
Oh yeah, dude. My wife gets mad at me because I use like half a roll of toilet paper for one shit, dude.
Those shits suck because you just gotta keep wiping. All right, and then but when you wipe too much, I wipe too much. So it started.
You get on your period?
Yeah,
Dude,
it started bleeding.
What I do, I take the roll of toilet paper. I don't even put it on like, the little hanger thing.
Mhm.
I take the roll of toilet paper in my hand, and I take the end of the toilet paper and I wrap it around my hand like 3 or 4
one of
times.
That's what I do.
And then I wipe because I don't want to risk my finger like going through it or my hand touching it. Dude, I got to make sure my whole
Well,
hand's covered in toilet paper before I wipe.
It all depends on the brand too, though, dude. Because I've used some shitty toilet papers.
Oh
Where
god.
you wipe and your fucking hands
like-
going through it.
Yeah,
Fingers-
dude.
oh, peekaboo.
It's like dryer sheet thin.
Yeah.
You just
Dude,
wipe. You're wiping. You're like, oh.
I've never shit at school. I only shit at home. I will hold my shit till I get home. But school toilet paper is the absolute
Sandpaper,
worst.
dude.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
sandpaper.
And that's pretty much any public.
But you put any amount of pressure through the middle, it's your fingers going through.
So, this is relating to toilet paper and the military. So, our toilet paper in the military, if you get the opportunity to even have toilet paper, not out in the field, but it's like thin, super thin, and it's made by Skillcraft. And Skillcraft is a company who like hires blind people to make everything for them. So that's what the military uses. Like our pens are Skillcraft. I don't know what else
Here
is
we go,
Skillcraft.
Tyler shitting on blind people.
But no, dude, it's all made by blind people. But it's actually like everything besides the toilet paper is decent quality for blind people making it.
I'm
It's
fucking
actually
blind.
pretty good.
Oh, that's true. What, your
I
left
forgot
eye?
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, my right eye. Born that way, it sucks because I don't know what it is. I like to see out of two.
Who knows? Next year your right eye might go out.
So fucking, it already is out. It's my left eye.
Yeah, you can't see shit right now. You got your glasses.
Oh, I can see shit with my left eye.
You see David?
I'll bring David into this.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I want to mess with.
Go
that
ahead, tell
boy.
us. Go ahead, tell the story, Reed.
Where do I even start, dude? This has been
So,
an inside joke for
years.
David,
over 10 years now.
David is this. We just called him a character.
Yeah.
Character from
Character for sure.
school, back when we were in school, and it was a guy, and he wore tights, he wore heels, he wore women's clothing, makeup, earrings, just decked out in women's clothing, and you could only imagine how he would talk to people. But Reed
Reed
was
took a
absolutely in
liking
love with
to
this
him.
guy.
Oh no, we're not going to do this shit.
Reed took a liking to him.
No.
and,
Reed.
Hell
So
no.
one day we were all hanging out, and Reed's scrolling through this guy, dude. Reed's stalking this dude's Instagram
No.
and starts spam liking the shit. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
No. That's definitely not how that went. It was on Tyler's phone,
that you liked it though.
and I looked up. Should I say his Instagram?
No.
No. I'm not gonna say his Instagram. Anyway.
We've been doing this for what? When we
Oh,
graduated?
dude, no, this has been a thing for like
This ain't, well, yeah, but before
20
probably 8 or 9 years.
8 or 9,
17,
yeah,
yeah.
almost a decade.
I mean, it's still. I mean,
This is
we
a
just
funny
joke
inside
about
joke,
it.
dude. But like we're like Hunter earlier before we started this episode today, we all made some food and eat a little bit, and Hunter was making some burgers, and he was got the meat out and started making it into patties, and he's pounding this freaking meat. I was like, "Yeah, did you get that from David?" He just little stupid shit like that. But yeah, I took Tyler's phone, and I looked up this dude's Instagram. And from Tyler's account, I started liking his pictures, and Tyler's was like, "You fucker."
Yeah.
Little inside joke.
Remember around that time too. Remember Tyler got into rapping.
Y'all
Y'all remember that, dude?
Yeah.
Man, what a topic that one is,
Yeah,
huh?
dude. Y'all
That's a
remember that,
great
dude? Who was that? Tyler got into it with somebody.
Yeah, dude. Me and this guy, we had some.
Don't even say his name. I don't like that guy. He doesn't deserve a shout out.
I don't even remember his name.
We had
Oh.
some rap beef. Thought it was something serious. He thought he was something serious, I guess.
Stupid high school.
So I thought I was gonna put him in his place, and I dropped a diss track on him in the middle of graduation, and then afterwards he wanted him and his whole. He thought he was in a gang, wanted his whole gang, and myself. He thought I was gonna be stupid enough to pull up to the local Mickey D's and fight him with his whole gang there, and that was just a dumb thing all around. But
Right.
I thought I was a rapper, and
do we even call it a gang? I mean, our small of a town,
no,
that
dude,
is the
they just-
stupidest shit you could ever do.
Yeah, I don't know what they thought they were doing, but I don't even know what. I mean, they ain't doing anything now. We've been out of high school almost 10 years, and
Oh,
they're
yeah,
probably
it's
doing
been-
the same thing they were doing in high school.
It's been a long
Look where
time.
they're at now.
Yep.
So
Man, high school was.
shows you that.
I mean, I enjoyed high school. in a way. I mean, a lot of people, drop out or, they don't enjoy school. I didn't have a problem with school. I mean, I think our school system was pretty chill for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge ass school.
Dude, one of my big memories senior year, it was kind of like my senior year bucket list that I wanted to do. 'Cause Hunter was on the football team. He was a junior, I was a senior, and I wanted to make sure I went to every single football game. And I don't even know if you know this, but I went to every single home game and every single away game with a couple friends. And that was like some of the most fun I've ever had my entire life. I do miss like Friday Night Lights. That was a big highlight.
Especially with Gerard
Yes.
being the quarterback. Those were the games to go to because he would like dolphin dive over like 2 people into the end zone.
Yep.
Yeah, Gerard was a really good quarterback, and
Badass, dude.
I just wish he would have got a better shot once he got to college. But stuff happens and
Shit happen.
everything. So he didn't make it too far.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Well, I'll go ahead. I don't want to say it's a regret, but I do miss playing football. I mean, it was fun. I mean, hitting people. I mean, I don't get to do that anymore. It was fun.
yeah.
You know.
And let me just kind of add on to that. Hunter you were a badass football player, dude. I remember, did you break your hand during that one game when we were playing? Or you did something bad to your hand, and you wanted to come out because it was bad, and coach kept putting you back in, and you ran the ball the whole way down. We didn't even pass it that drive, and you ran it the whole way down with a freaking broken hand, and you were going like 10, 20 yards at a time.
Yeah, well, back in 9th grade, actually, me and my dad were talking about this the other day. I was out. I got hurt for 3 games, and I still managed to rush and be put on the rushing record for that school. I think I was like top 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm still up there, but I mean, I missed 3 games. And I wish I would have played them 3 games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss those fullback days.
Yeah.
Those were fun.
Yeah.
I miss playing football too, and there's a certain person that made me quit because he had certain comments towards a family member of mine, and fuck that guy. Fuck that. I would say, Coach Black, fuck you.
Um,
I like
He was a reason-
Coach Black.
No, fuck that guy. I would have stayed in if it wasn't for him, but he wants to run his mouth and say whatever he wants.
I didn't really know any of the football coaches, so I can't comment
Coach
on
J.
none of that.
Dude,
Coach Jay, if you're watching,
That's the only one.
man.
Coach J, Coach Brown,
Coach Brown,
and
Coach Melder,
Coach Melder. My favorite all is Coach Perrin before he left.
Coach Perrin. Yep.
Coach Perrin was a badass dude. What'd you play in football? You played.
Well, 9th grade. Up into 9th grade, I played fullback and running back, defensive end.
Yeah.
And then high school, I played nose guard. I played nose guard through basically just the whole D line. I mean, we switched. We kind of moved around.
I left at the end of 9th grade.
Yep.
And then I went to wrestling, and then I dislocated my knee, and I quit and ended up having to leave that too. But from 7th to 9th grade, I played punter. It was.
I remember you punting that ball. You could punt. I wish you
Yeah,
would have
dude.
played in high school because you were.
You know, my
good.
brother found my huddle highlights. But yeah, it was a punter. What else did I play? What do you call it?
Tight end.
Tight end. And then remember 55? The play 55, where they hand the ball off to the tight end, and I would go around the other side.
Like a tight end sweep
Almost
or
a
something.
sweep, yeah. Dude, football was fun, dude. But I'll tell you what, those rainbows and those Indian runs, that can kiss ass. Those sucked.
Remember, we were on the same basketball team too.
Here we go. I already know what you're about to say.
Reed, when he did these layups, I wish I could show y'all. He'd go up to do a layup, and man, he'd do it. We call it the scissor kick. We made fun of him a little bit, call it the scissor kick. Well, he'd basically, when you do a layup, the same foot goes up with the layup, right?
Right.
Is it the same foot?
Yeah.
And his leg would reach basically his fucking head when he did a layup. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
You gotta look at Michael Jordan, but I'm just doing a layup. That shit worked though.
Dude, his foot was by his hand releasing the ball.
Hey, that shit worked though.
I mean,
Oh, you know what I don't miss with basketball? Towel drills.
yep, towel drills suck.
You talking like, I don't know. I'm just gonna say it would give me an inning. I'll just say that. I hated those things.
Towel drills and then line drills
Line
too.
drills, dude, or
Like,
gassers. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Tyler played basketball the grade above us.
yeah,
I've always been a bigger guy, so like any type of running is just not
dude.
favorable. And to me.
We had a practice one day. We were doing some layup drills. I don't even remember what it was, but we were going like from one end of the court to the other end. Like, you know that drill where you have like 3 guys running the court and you're like passing it back and forth, and then the last person does a layup.
Yes.
Well, we were doing that, and I don't know if y'all remember Dalton Crumbly.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Me being a small guy, Dalton goes up for a layup, and I'm standing right there. I'm like underneath the basket ready for like a rebound. And dude, Dalton's elbow went straight into my eye. And I wish I could find the pictures of it because my eye was just swollen for like a week straight. Everything was bloodshot in there. And then, so I had that injury in basketball. And then when I went to military school when I was younger, my mom sent me
He
to
was a badass kid.
my mom sent me to a military school because I was bad. And I was playing with some guys.
Whoa.
Okay, I was playing basketball with some guys. And kind of the same thing happened. Dude went up for a layup. I was underneath the basket trying to get a rebound. And dude, I think dude's knee went into my nose. And that's when I broke my nose. And then I was just pouring blood everywhere. And then I went to the hospital, dude. And the lady at the hospital said my nose wasn't broken. Well, they wanted to give me like a follow-up appointment 2 weeks later to an ear, nose, and throat doctor. I walk into that ear, nose, and throat doctor, and he's like, "You absolutely 100% broke your nose. I don't know why she told you didn't." She's like, "You could sue them for a lot of money."
Dude.
So I've got a broken nose that was never like fixed or whatever.
Tyler the crooked nose.
He was like, "I could do plastic surgery on you, but one, that's a lot on you. And 2, I don't really know that it's worth it since you're not having trouble breathing or whatever."
Yeah.
But dude, that might be a regret I have in my life is not
You
suing.
wanted
Not
to sue.
suing the hospital, dude, for telling me I didn't have a broken nose.
See, I think you could do that. I've been to the doctor multiple times with injuries, and they say, "Oh, you don't have this," but then we wanted a second opinion because we thought it was, and we go disregard. "Oh, this is definitely like torn or broke."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can.
Surely the
actually
hospital
sue.
would win in that though. They're like, "This is a huge thing you're talking about."
I don't know. I don't know if you can actually sue them. So, fun fact, this is like a weird fact, but being in the military, I was a combat medic, and so like if you're taking care of another soldier and you mess something up, that soldier can't sue you and they can't sue the army. Like you're protected within the army. So it's like that was just always something that I guess people look at is like, well, I'm protected. Like nobody can sue me. I'm gonna try my best to take care of this guy. But so I don't know if that's how it works with like hospitals and stuff. But
Speaking of like basketball injuries, dude, I had one basketball injury. It was a concussion, and it was a 7th or 8th grade PE, and we're playing basketball in the gym, and I go up for a layup with my damn scissor kick or whatever, and this big old guy, he has to be like 300 pounds, comes up and tries to like knock it out, and he's taller than me, so he thinks he can knock it out of my hand. Well, instead of knocking it out of my hand, he knocks me over as I'm going up. I fall back, and I look up, and I see his ass coming down on top of my
Reset.
face. Dude, his ass comes down on top of my face, and it hits my face, and my head goes onto the floor, but then it bounces up and falls back down again. He hit me that hard. He was a big guy, and I got a concussion for it. And then I don't know, I was a couple of weeks out from football with that, but yeah, concussions are no joke.
do people sleep on basketball as a non-contact sport? But
Oh my, I can't
Dude,
tell you
you
how many times
get-
I've been elbowed. Dude.
you get
That shit
injuries.
hurts.
Yeah. Another sport, dude. My dad's from New Zealand. He played rugby growing up, and he broke his collarbone playing rugby. And that's one sport that I don't know if I would ever want to do, dude.
That would
Those
hurt,
dudes
man.
Truck each other with no pads on, nothing.
Do you think that's worse than like MMA on your body, anyways?
Oh, I don't know, dude.
I mean, that's constant contact. I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't know.
Imagine getting hit, speared like over and over and over.
It
again.
might be. It might be a little worse. I don't know.
Yeah.
Breaking rib. You probably break rib. It's probably an average breaking a
you
rib
have no
a game.
protection. They have protection on their hands for MMA or UFC, but like you're just out there with no padding or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, I did watch rugby yesterday. It was Ireland versus someone else. I think Ireland ended up winning.
New Zealand All Blacks. Let's
All
go.
black, yeah. That's a fucking dude. What's their
The haka, dude.
Haka, dude.
Have you ever watched the haka? Yeah, dude. Dog barked.
Hush.
But yeah, the haka is
Yeah, dude, gets you going.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I used to think it was weird, dude. I watched that and I'm like, dude, this is weird. But I've seen people doing it like at their daughter's graduation and stuff, like when they walk up on stage and then the dad will be in the audience and he'll do the haka. Have you ever seen the haka?
Mm-mm.
I'll have to show you.
I mean, is
dude.
that like Samoans?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
like, it's like
yeah, it's
that
the
one.
Samoan-
Okay, I've seen that.
The
stuff,
native
yeah.
people in New Zealand.
Speaking of that, you remember that haka that we did in your old Jeep, the wiki with the wiki.
dude.
We might add
That's
that
a
one
funny
in.
video.
Yeah, we'll have to add that video in.
That was
It was with
Hawkins before I even knew what that was.
Yeah. Who was? It was me, you, and Ethan.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll throw that video up there. That's,
Yeah,
that's
we
a
can
funny
remember
one,
that
dude.
one.
That's a funny one.
I thought Reed said, "You remember that time I did the hawk? The hawka? And I'm
The
like,
hawk.
Remember that time you did the Hawk Tua? Yeah.
Yeah, talk about her. I mean, getting famous over a night. That's,
Dude,
that's
that's-
insane.
I want that to happen to me.
Dude, I think people want to know what we're drinking out of. We can't see what.
I'm
What do we
already.
got?
Mine's empty.
Drinking some Tito's and Sprite.
Tito's and
Yep,
Sprite.
Tito's and
Got a
Sprite.
little bit of what'd you add in there, honey? What's that called?
Strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade liquor. But man, pretty fucking good,
Yep.
dude.
What y'all's go-to drinks?
Ooh,
Beer-wise, beer.
beer.
Oh, beer?
Beer.
Um,
I'll let you go first.
I feel like Reed's a Bud Light guy.
no. My go-to beer. I don't get it all the time because it's on the more expensive side. But Blue Moon is my
Yeah.
favorite.
So
Especially on tap.
I liked Blue Moon for a while until I drank too many of them one night and threw up, and now I can't deal with Blue Moon. I can't deal with any like dark beers really.
Yeah.
But I like, if we're just talking about beer, I like Second Rodeo, which is
Shout
from
out
a
Second Rodeo.
local brewery here in Arkansas.
Great ass beer.
Second Rodeo, it's a rice beer. It's really good.
Absolutely.
I like it a
What
lot.
about you, Hunter?
I think, man, there's a few good ones, but I think the one I like the most is probably Miller Lite.
Mill Light.
Miller?
Good choice. I used to be a big Coors guy.
I like Coors.
That was back when I was younger, not supposed to be drinking.
I
but-
threw up off of Coors
I'm not a
Banquets.
teenager
though.
no more.
I used to like Bush.
Bush
I
is good,
used
too.
to. There's reasons for that, but
Reasons.
I used to like Coors Banquet too, and
Coors
I
Banquet
threw up off
snacks.
of that one too, so I can't
So-
deal with that either.
What about go to liquor? What's your go to liquor?
well, lately I've been on a Tito's kick.
Tito's.
I like.
I know
y'all
it's
got
not
me-
whiskey or bourbon.
Y'all
but
put me on with the Tito's and the cran pineapple, dude. That's
Dude, Tito's. Y'all have to try if you're of age, 21 plus. Tito's and cran apple or cran pineapple. Who makes the cran pineapple? Ocean Spray.
Ocean
Yeah.
Spray. Yeah.
Ocean Spray. You have to get
You can
that.
buy it at Dollar General or whatever.
You have to like what $2, something like that.
Yeah, super cheap.
And
I don't even-
vodka's more healthy than like.
I don't even
dark
buy
beer.
like Tito's though. I just buy whatever the cheapest vodka is. It all tastes the same, dude.
Oh, I don't know.
Are y'all
Tito's a little bit more better than like.
y'all whiskey or bourbon? Y'all drink whiskey or bourbon?
Oh yeah.
I used to drink a lot of whiskey, dude. I liked whiskey a lot.
My go-to because it's cheap and it's decently good is rich and rare Canadian whiskey
Or no?
or no.
I like
That and Mountain Dew or Diet Mountain Dew because there's zero calories. But
I like Jack when I've got the money, but
dude, Jack and Coke smack.
but I've been getting some Evan Williams, and if you want something for the taste, Evan Williams is not it at
Bro,
all.
dude, that shit
It's
fucking-
yeah, it's terrible, but mix it with some Coke, dude, and it's
Dude,
all right.
have y'all ever had real homemade moonshine?
Yeah, I had some.
You remember that guy that came over to my dad's house? Crawfish boy?
Uh-uh.
What was that guy's name? And he bought them pickles?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I can't
Ritter.
Ritter.
Ritter, yeah.
Ritter.
Ritter was his name.
Was that Trey's buddy?
Yeah, it was Trey's buddy. He was, when, oh,
Dude, those shits were
dude,
good.
oh, dude, I forgot about this.
You ate a shit ton of them.
Didn't know. I forgot about this though. Trey, whenever I won't say he first started getting into music because he's been doing music his whole life. But when he was looking for a band and everything, and I was drumming for him, dude, that was probably one of the highlights of my life. Like, I wish I could go back
Oh,
and
it's badass.
be drumming up on
You were
stage.
good at the drums, dude. I wish you did.
Well, remember y'all played at Taylor's
Taylor's
Made?
Made.
Yeah.
Shout out Taylor's Made.
Yeah, but Ritter, the guy who brought the moonshine pickles, he was gonna be like, Trey had all these dreams about like after I graduated, going and living in Nashville in a van, dude. And I was just like, nah, I'm not about that. I don't want to do all that. But
Bucket.
Ritter was gonna be our roadie, like help us set up the equipment and everything. He was a good dude. I haven't seen him in
I ain't
years.
heard about
That was
him
the
in a
last time
minute.
I've seen him. Was that crawfish pickles that they had?
Yeah, that's Trey.
The
How he's
moonshine
doing?
pickles.
They were good.
Delicious.
I've had a moonshine. It was like don't quote me on this, but I think it was like a blueberry pie moonshine.
Yeah.
Dude, you couldn't taste the alcohol in it at all. It was
No,
straight
dude.
like,
Dude, real like homemade moonshine, dangerous.
yeah, like
Because
it tasted like Kool-Aid.
Yes, I've had apple pie moonshine. I had little crumbles on top in the jar. I've had peach cobbler. I've had these cherries. It was just cherries soaked in moonshine. Fucking phenomenal.
Well, Old Smoky's gotten big over them.
people-
It's not legit. I mean,
It's not
But
real
people
moonshine.
shit
It's
on
still
it.
good.
People shit on it, but it's good.
it's
Yeah.
You
sweet.
can't lie, it's good.
And some
There's
people
a-
don't like sweet.
That
stuff.
banana pudding one that
Oh,
they've got,
that
and
shit's
then
so
the what's the other one? The strawberry shortcake or
Yep.
something
Yeah.
that they've got. That one's really good.
Cookies
too.
and cream.
Yeah.
Do y'all like Malibu? Are y'all like a coconut rum?
Oh,
kinda?
dude, remember when we went to Louisiana? And we drank that whole bottle of Malibu?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that was awful the next day.
Gosh.
Probably still don't know about that.
Uh-huh.
I said he still probably don't know
Yeah.
about that.
Uncle Wayne, if you're watching this,
Oh,
man,
Uncle Wayne.
we
dude.
didn't take your bottle of Malibu. And with that, that will end our first episode of Friends Unfiltered. I'm Tyler Gwynn. This is Reed Blackwell and Hunter Horka. We will see y'all on the next one.